little rule. All right. Now, with that being said, absolute value inequalities are very similar to compound inequalities, meaning there's going to be two choices. All right. So first and foremost, all right, when is the absolute value of x greater than 2? Now, before there was an inequality there, I would say absolute value of x, let's say, for example, is 2. We did x equals 2, and then we said x equals -2. That's how we solved an absolute value inequality or an absolute value equality. You had to write two equations. So nothing has changed. All right, nothing has changed with the inequality. You're still going to have to write two equations, except we have to figure out how do we manage the inequality. So here's how you manage the inequality. All right, you write, as we did with the equality, you write it just the way you see it. All right, so we're going to write x is greater than 2. All right, then you write it again without the absolute value, but you change the signs. All right, so we write, instead of greater than, we write what? Less than. And then instead of 2, we write what? -2. And as we tried to demonstrate yesterday, all right, you should be getting better at understanding what the number is greater than 2, the number is less than -2. Is this an and or an or statement? Now, of course, it would be an or statement because you can't be what? You can't be greater than 2 and less than -2. That's not possible. A number cannot be in both positions. Now, as some of you guys were getting the hang of that, you didn't need the number line. But I also said, if you're not 100% sure, use the number line. So I'm going to put the 2 here and the -2 here. We're greater than 2 and we're less than -2. Now you should be able to see that's an or statement now. Mm-hmm. All right. So writing it in interval notation, you would simply say from -infinity to -2 union 2 to infinity. That's how simple this is. All right. Now, I don't recommend this, but if you want, you can say greater than is going to be your or statement. All right. And again, you don't have to remember that because if you just look at the information, a number can't be in both positions. So it can't be an and statement. All right. What? So you always change it to that's exactly what we're doing right now. Okay. All right. So for question number 2, what?
Why would you put -2 on the left side? Like
-2 comes before 2. That's what we're talking about. All right. So now when we're doing x, absolute value of x is less than 5. So on your paper, you're going to write x is less than 5. Then you're going to write x is greater than -5. That's correct. That's how simple it is. Now you have to visualize that. Is that an and or an or? That's the and, because you can be what? Less than 5 and greater than -5. That's exactly correct. So if you can visualize that, do you need a number line? No. If you can't visualize that, draw the number line. And here you would just simply say, I'm going from -5 to 5. Yes.
I don't get the difference between the and the or.
I don't know how else to say it.
Like,
here's -5, here's 5, here's everything between. That's what that means.
Okay.
All right. That's the difference. And is going together or is going separately. All right. Now, let's check out number 3. So for number 3.
I thought that number 2, they weren't going together.
I don't know what you mean.
Like,
you just said, I'm asking you a question now. Do you agree x is less than 5?
Yeah.
So that's going this direction. What does this mean? Right? Now, the problem is some kids forget that to solve an absolute value, you change the inequality sign when you write it the second time. Do you hear me? That's the difference. All right. Here we go. Question number 3. Everybody should be able to write question number 3 now. Number 3 would just say X is, and then you would write X is.
Greater than or equal to negative.
Yes.
And
So we have less than 4 and greater than or equal to -4. So that's the what? That's an and statement. If you're greater than -4, less than 4, that's what that means, guys. And if you don't know, make a what?
no,
Make a number line. All right, that's what you want to do. Just make yourself a number line and look at it. Anybody have any issues with that? Anybody have any issues? Okay, here we go. Number 4. So we're going to write this as X is or equal to, then you write,
or less than or equal
that's right. Now you have to visualize. Where's greater than 9? Where's less than -9?
to or.
Or statement. They're going in opposite directions. All right, so once you establish that, all right, you have -infinity to -9, bracket, union, bracket, 9 to infinity. That's all that means. Anybody have any issues? Any issues? What?
So I've noticed that when the signs are like facing outwards, it's usually more.
Wow, that's what we just said.
But, is that always?
That's always the case. You can't be an and statement going in the opposite direction. Right? You can't be greater than 9 and less than -9. You are either greater than 9 or you are less than -9. Can't be in both spots. And means true for both, or means true for one or the other. That's the difference. I didn't say that. See what I'm saying? I just avoid absolutes, just like she's trying to say, is it always this and always this? And I've made the observation. I just don't do that because that just means you're not thinking about the problem. I would prefer that you say, wow, if I'm greater than 9, there's no way I can also be less than -9. It can't be an and statement. Right? Cannot be an and statement. It has to be an or statement. All right. Each problem you should think a little bit differently. All right. And draw your conclusions, and then they'll be so much clearer. All right. So now we get to the harder ones. All right. So what we'll do right now is we're just going to go down and do the odds. All right. So now the only reason it's a little bit different is because now it's not just X. So you're just going to write X -3 is less than 4. And then you write what? X -3 is greater than -4. That's how you solve it. Every single time. Isolate the absolute value, write it twice. All right, that's it. And now I'm assuming everybody here can add 3 to both sides. So we can say X is less than 7. X is greater than what? So if I'm less than 7, is it and or or? If I'm less than 7 and I'm greater than -1, it's an and statement. All right. Now, again, for those of you guys who insist on memorizing, less than is going to be your what? And greater than is going to be your or. All right. Now, writing this, because it's an and, we know they're running together. So it's just going to be everything between what? -1 and 7. That's it. All right. That's what you have to write. Okay, number 7, here we go. All right, Misha, how do I write this?
You have to write 3x plus, you have to put it out of,
Yes, 3x plus 18, come on.
um, less than 18, or
Greater
greater.
than or equal to 18. Now what do I write?
Well, you add 8.
Nope, nope. I have to write a second equation. What's the second equation?
3x minus 18.
Nope,
And then,
stays the same. 3x what? Plus 18. Then what's the sign do?
um,
You've been distracted. Yes, less than or equal to what?
18.
Negative 18. That's how you do it, kiddo. Every single time, that's how you do it. You with me? All right, come on. I don't want you mad at me. I want everyone paying attention. All right, that's how you do it every single time. To eliminate the absolute value, you have to write 2 sentences. All right, in this case, 2 inequalities. Write the first one without the absolute value, same way. Then you write the same thing, change the inequality, make it negative, and you're on your way. And then it's just 2 basic equations. So now I have 3x greater than or equal to what? 0. So x is greater than or equal to 0. Over here, 3x less than or equal to negative 36. Negative 18 minus 18. True? And then divide by 3. X is less than or equal to and or an or. Or because it's greater than. All right. I can't be greater than 0 and less than negative 12. So I'm going from where to where? Negative infinity to negative 12. Bracket around the negative 12. Then what? Union. Then what? Bracket 0 to 12. Now, this can be really hard if you wait until I go to the end. All right. I know. I got you guys. This can be really hard if you wait to the end before you start participating. All right. That's what I'm telling you. If you look at the very end, the problems get a little bit harder, just a little bit. All right. So it's building every so slightly as we go down the page. If you can't do number 7, you probably can't do number 9. All right. So now everybody's challenging number 9. Everybody write it first. And if you write it correctly, you know how to do it. If you didn't write it correctly, you haven't been listening. And then after that, it's just, do you know your algebra skills? So here we write, Brennan, what am I writing?
7 minus d is less than 1.
Then,
And then 7 minus d is greater than -1.
thank you very much. Feels so nice. All right. Very nice. All right. Now, do I like negatives?
No.
No. So for me personally, I'm going to bring this negative d over. So what does that become? Positive d. Then I'm going to move the 1 over. And what does that become? 6. So everybody's got to look at that. Now, are you allowed to have the number first? So you flip it. So it becomes,
D is greater than 6.
thank you, d is greater than 6. Okay. Now, if you wanted to subtract 7 and divide, it's the same answer. Do you agree?
Yes.
All right. So here, again, moving the d. So that becomes d over here. Adding the 1, that becomes a what? 8. So that means d is less than 8. So is this an and or an or? And statement. Greater than 6 and less than 8. Greater than 6 and less than 8. So that means it's everything between 6 and 8. Okay, now again, I'm just trying to teach some of you guys, right, that do it now, practice now. All right? You don't be honest with yourself. All right? Here we go. Number 11, a little bit different now. What do I have to do first on number 11? Move the what? Very good, because you need the absolute value isolated. You need the absolute value isolated. Now, look, I appreciate what you're doing. Do you hear me? But I want to make sure it's right. So you better be checking your work as we're going, right? You with me? I do appreciate what you're doing. But if you're doing it wrong, it's going to be hard for me to correct. Do you understand that? Right? You're training your brain right now. If you're training your brain wrong, it doesn't matter. All right? Make sure they're correct. What?
Why would you isolate that one and not the other ones?
The other ones are isolated. There's nothing around the absolute value, right? So here we go. Adding 4, as someone so perfectly stated. Absolute value of x is greater than 5. So now we know x is greater than 5, x is less than -5. This is probably a or. What numbers are greater than 5 and less than -5? All right, so now I'm going from where to where? -infinity to -5. Yes, 5 to infinity. What?
Where do you get -5 from?
I don't know, have any idea what you're asking me.
Where do you get -5?
Where do you think I got it from? Shh.
I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
No, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm really not. Right? I understand that. I'm trying to see what I'm doing, Luca, is I'm trying to get you to make an observation. That's what I'm trying to show you. All right. I'm not trying to be a pain. All right. I'm not. All right. Sometimes I am, but right now I'm trying to teach you. You have to look at the problem. This is 5. What is this?
-5?
What was this? How did I get this? You will come on, keep making observations. This, how did I get this? Every single time it's the same thing. This, and then what? Do you see what I'm trying to show you? That number comes from the opposite of this every single time. You write the number and then its opposite. That's how it works. That's how you solve these inequalities.
The opposite would be,
I'm listening.
wouldn't it be -1?
I know, Luca, you didn't listen to me. What do I have to do to the absolute value first? What do I have to do to the absolute value first? You tell me. Isolate it. Is this absolute value isolated?
No.
No, because what's in the way?
-4.
So what do I do to the -4?
Bring it up to
And what's that become?
5.
And now I write it as,
-5.
now you with me, right? All right, isolate the absolute value first. Luca, you understand me now, right? I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time, especially those of you guys who want to get better. All right, especially those of you guys who want to get better. All right. So again, you happy now? All right, so let's try 13. What?
I want to say that and and or statements up until this question. Why would it be and?
You can't give me a number that's greater than 5 and less than -5. Give me a number greater than 5 and less than -5. There isn't one. That's why it has to be an or. All right. So Luca, is this one isolated?
No.
So what do I have to do?
You have to add 13 and -9.
No, I have to add what?
Or you can
Add what?
add 9
And then what do I do with the 13?
minus.
No, what is it? How is it connected to the absolute value?
Oh, it's multiply.
Yes, sir. So now state it again. What do I have to do first?
You have to divide by 13.
What do I have to do
You
first?
have to add 9 and divide by 13.
There you go. Because we're going backwards, correct?
Mhm.
So add 9 and divide by 13 and tell me what you get. Shh.
30. Three.
3. Now what? Rewrite it. X is what?
X is less than or equal to 3.
That's greater than or equal to.
Okay.
Then how else do I write it?
X is greater than,
Change the sign.
yeah.
So it's less than. And then the 3 becomes, right. Now look, Luca, I don't care. You know that. That looks like an L to me. That's how I remembered less than. All right, this is a G. That's how I remember greater than. Those are the little things. I'm with you. My inequality signs I could never remember. I knew what they meant, but I didn't know what one they were. Right, so you just figure out little ways to remember it. All right, so is this an and or an or, people? Or, right? So now I am negative infinity to negative 3 union.
3 to infinity.
Yes, and I know they're brackets. Thank you. All right, Luca. That's the way I want it from you. All right. If you don't know something, speak up and let me get it through your brain. All right. Next. Eddie, what am I doing first?
First you add 5.
And then what?
And then you divide it by 7.
Thank you, sir. So what do I have? X minus 3 is,
Greater than or equal to 10.
you guys both missed it. What is that?
Less than or equal to 10.
Yes, sir. Less than or equal to 10. Again, I understand. All right. What?
How'd you?
Think about it. Don't ask me how. What do I do? How do I get rid of minus 5?
Do plus the 5.
And what's 65 plus 5?
70.
What's 70 divided by 7?
Oh, okay.
Right? Mental math, correct?
Yeah.
Everybody with me? Just mental math. We're isolating the absolute value. I'm assuming everybody can do that. If you need a calculator, go ahead. So now we're going to rewrite this, Eddie, as what?
X is minus 3 is less than or equal to 10.
And then,
X minus 3 is greater than or equal to 10. Negative 10.
good. So now I have X is,
X is less than or equal to 13.
and then,
X is less than, greater than or equal to negative 10.
good. So and or,
And
and very nice, buddy. Look, I'm just telling you, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Some of you guys, I'm just making sure you hear me. You're not allowed to just write down my work. You're not writing down my work. You're writing it out yourself. Checking on the board to see if you're correct.
so
Just tell me where the question is. Shh. No one's talking to you, especially. What?
how did you get 713?
What did I do to get rid of minus 3? What did I do to get rid of minus 3? Right? Does that make sense now? 10 plus 3? Negative 10 plus 3. Agreed? All right, kiddo. Come on. Okay, here we go. Jackson, tell me.
So
I want you to do the mental math. Isolate first. What is that?
plus minus the 1,
Yep,
negative 26, and then divide by negative 9.
which is
Negative 27 divided by negative 3.
negative divided by negative,
Oh, 3
right?
Yeah.
What happens to the sign?
switches.
Switches. Why does it switch?
Because is less than -5.
No, because you divided by a negative. Come on now, that's a mistake everyone makes. Does everybody agree we divided by a negative? So when you divide by a negative, you change the inequality sign. Does everybody agree? You good? All right, anybody have any questions? All right, now write the equations, go.
And then you do 9 minus 4x is less than 3.
And then,
And then you do 9 minus 4x is greater than -3.
wow, all right, go, come on,
And then you minus 9
which becomes,
times -4x is less than -6.
good, so just continue. X is what?
You divide,
Yes. So what happens to the inequality sign?
switches.
Switches, and then you can do your mental math. 6/4 reduces to what? Yes, 3/2, right? Easy. Yeah, nice. 3/2. Avery, how you doing on that? All right, continue, go.
And so it's, you gotta divide, you gotta plus 9 onto -3.
No,
Or minus 9 on negative.
which is,
-12.
and then what?
You divide by -4.
Which
So
is,
it's +3.
yes,
You divide it to negative. And you switch the sign.
there you go, there you go. And or,
Yeah, this.
and, good, don't listen to people. Exactly right. Beautiful. Very nice, feels good, all right. Very nice, anybody, go.
I thought you didn't want the
Stop telling me what you thought and ask me what's the problem.
before.
Shh, tell me, where's your mistake? It's like, why?
Why isn't the 4x like on the other side? Because I thought you don't want the x negative.
Yeah, you can do that, but see, yeah, totally true. Like you can move this over here and this over, right?
Mhm.
But I asked him what he wanted to do and he just subtracted 9, so it doesn't matter. The answer is the same. Very nice, very good question, actually. All right, does everybody understand his statement? Was he prefers to move the -4. Jackson just said subtract 9. It's the same answer, right? What?
Why would it be an and statement? Is aren't they done?
I said and.
Who said when?
Why did we
No,
say?
we said, Brennan said.
Oh,
or.
Brent's, okay,
All right. Yeah.
Why is it what?
And
Why?
because you're greater than 3/2 and less than 3. Or statements are going this direction and statements are going towards each other. Anybody else? You know what you're doing? All right, here we go. 19. First thing I have to do on 19 is what? Come on, guys. What am I doing? Multiply by 5. So that isolates. 2x minus 9, absolute value is less than. Go ahead, Logan.
15.
Now write the equations. Come on.
2x minus 9 is less than 15, and then 2x minus 9 is greater than -15.
You're amazing. Go.
You add 9,
Uh-huh.
so it's 2x plus 24.
Yep.
Can I stay on that side and then?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
And then, x is less than 12.
Perfect. Now what?
You add 9, so it's 2x is greater than negative,
Shh.
6.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't trust him either. So
And then x is greater than negative 3.
good. All right. And or.
And
Very nice.
so it's negative 3.
Very good. All right. Now listen, I keep trying to tell some of you guys, don't fool yourselves. All right. That means make sure you're doing it yourself. Make sure you're understanding why it's and. Good. All right, Molly, what do I have to do here?
Yes,
Yes, very nice. So what does that become?
So 4x plus 7, and then, 7.
Remember, you subtracted 5, kiddo. Visualize.
So negative 7.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Take your time. All right, now, please also don't forget to bring down the what?
Negative.
Yes. So what does that mean to do to the signs? Change them. That's all it means. All right, so now everybody just rewrites 4x plus 7, absolute value, and then the less than becomes, and the negative 17 becomes, yes, ma'am, that's nice. All right, now write the equations for me.
So then negative 4x, less than,
Whoa, hold on.
plus 7.
No, but you write it without the absolute value. So rewrite it. Tell me again.
Negative 4x.
Well, I don't know why you're saying negative 4x
So 4x plus 7
is,
is, so negative 17.
17, and then greater than first, right? Now you have to rewrite. I want you to say it properly. Go.
So 4x less than 10.
No, we're not solving it yet. You're writing the other equation.
Oh,
Because absolute value, how many equations? 2.
greater than, so negative 17. Less than that.
There you go. It's all right. You're getting there. You with me? You have to write 2 equations, greater than and less than. You good? All right. Now what?
So 4x less than 10.
Greater than 10.
Or greater than 10. And
Right. Looks like a G. Then what?
then divide by, then x is greater than
Reduce that by 2.
5/2.
There you go, kiddo. The other side.
4x is less than 10.
Nope.
No. Negative 24.
Yes.
And then divide by 4.
Mhm.
And then negative 6.
There you go. And or.
And the or.
Or. So we are what?
It's,
What now?
so then it's negative 6.
How do I do less than negative 6?
Negative 20 and negative 6. And then negative 3.
No.
And then 5 to
Right. And again, because why? Greater than is heading to infinity. All right, come on now. All right, 23. Everybody should be able to just do the mental math, isolating first. Trey, isolate. What do I get?
I said, 3. 3.
What's this? What inequality sign?
A sign equal to 3.
Why 3?
Because, wait, 5 plus 3 is 8.
Not even close. Never. That's not 8. 5 plus 3 is not 8. Not even close.
How's that not 8?
Because that's multiplication.
Okay. So, would you minus 5?
And then what?
6.
And then what?
6, then divide by 3.
Yes, sir. Now you're in the game.
So 16 divided by
6 divided by 3 is what?
2.
Why did you say 16?
I don't
I don't know either. All right. So now write the equations.
Okay. So you have to have like put the sign
I want both equations like I've been doing for the whole period. I've been doing the same thing over and over and over.
So you make it like a negative number and you flip the sign around?
Yeah, I don't know why you're asking me. I want you to write both equations. Just like we did on 21 and 19 and 17 and 15 and 13 and 11 and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you flip the sign around.
You don't tell me about flipping the sign. I want the equations.
You add 2.
Jolie, tell him.
You would do the 10x, square 10x, minus 2, and is greater.
You guys are still having trouble with these symbols. What is that?
Oh, is less than or equal to.
And then, right?
And then we would do the negative 10x times 2x greater than or equal to the negative 2.
That's what I mean. Hey, do you understand that?
Yeah.
You just write both equations. That's just the system. If you don't write both equations, and some kids on the test forget to write both equations. And it's easy for me to grade because that's half of 100, 50. I don't have to grade anything more. All right, you have to write out both equations every time after you isolate. All right, so now Trey, continue.
Like it'd be 4.
Good. Now what?
Like I do the other one too. I'm at it, and it'd be 0.
Now what?
Be 4/10, which is 2/5.
What about the inequality sign?
But you'd have to flip it because you're dividing by
Right. So what did you say?
negative 2/5.
Thank you. And over here?
1. Or like you flip the sign
So X is what?
0.
I know, but what inequality sign?
That's then equal to.
Right. Less than or equal to 0. So is it and or an or?
Dude, like it'd be an or. No, it'd be and.
Well, you said them both. So which one?
Yeah, here wait. Like if I draw the number line, it helps.
So draw it. What? Oh, you want to tell them what it is? What? It's an and. I'm going from negative 2/5
0.
to 0. All right, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Struggle through, same process over and over, same process. Here we go. Is that it? Okay. All right. How much time? 1 minute. Okay, so listen, when you come into class tomorrow, I am collecting the what? I'm collecting this worksheet and you're going to show me all of the evens. What do you want? You better step back.
I have one more question. I have one more question. So, it's so much.